The Mega Power! Explode!
All over your face.
Yeah.
It's the 32 days of Lingus. Day 5, WrestleMania 5. Oh, the Mega Powers explode. I'm Cav Manning.
I'm Fauci Walnuts.
And here we go with a lot. What happened? My God, there's so much to talk about. I don't know what to do. There's so much here that happened.
WrestleMania 5 back in the Atlantic City Convention Hall, a.k.a. Trump Plaza, April 2nd, 1989, in front of 18,946 people. That's right, they crammed in 800 more people than the year before.
They were like, we're embarrassed.
The only time they went back-to-back in the same venue.
Now, to start this show, the national anthem was sung by Jake the Snake's half-sister. Rockin' Robin Roberts.
The women's champ at the time. We're not going to book you on this show. We'll just have you sing.
And it was fucking awful.
They should just had to wrestle.
I could crack my knuckles with more harmony.
Oh.
King Haku, I was disturbed by him being carried down the steps on a throne.
That had to be rough.
Everyone was tripping and falling, and I was waiting for it, but it didn't happen. They made it safely to the ring, and he went against the mighty Hercules. Who cares?
Yeah, whatever.
It's one of those. And the thing is that Hercules got the pin by, I wish they would have mentioned it, how he won.
That was a throwback from the year before.
Year before, a throwback, a belly to back, he lifted his shoulder on purpose this time, so he didn't get pinned. So I thought
he should have been King Hercules after that.
Yeah, King Herc the jerk. Twin Towers seeing Shawn Michaels first Mania,
Mr. WrestleMania. This is the birthplace
where he got squashed. He got a big splash
by the one-man gang.
Hakeem, the African Dream. The African Dream. That's the best part about it.
Twin Towers, never forget.
Brutus the Barber Beefcake going up against Ted DiBiase with his partner, Mr. Fuck Money himself, Virgil. And Brutus didn't get to cut any hair. That was the whole thing. It was like, ooh, shit, is DiBiase going to get a fucking haircut? This is crazy.
No hair to cut on Virgil.
Yeah, I was like,
got some long pubes down there.
Took down his pants and started barbering. The Rougeaus. Now, this is a very interesting match, which I had to point out to you. The fabulous Rougeau brothers go against the Bushwhackers. Now, I want you all that have the network. I'll give you time, get a paper out, write this down. The timestamp is what I want you to look for.
Make a note.
46 minutes and 50 seconds. Go to this timestamp. 46:50. 46:50. 46:50. You will see, was it a Luke got body slammed, right? It was Luke, I believe. Yeah. Luke gets body slammed by Ramon, and he posts on his cock, and not just brushing past. No. He feels around, gets a good grip, and pumps it.
He gives a little tug.
He gives it a good tug, and like you said, let's continue to watch the match because let's see if he got hard.
We'll let you figure it out.
I'm telling you, there's one match I saw, Mr. Perfect, he got hard. You could tell. Something was going on.
Speaking of...
Mr. Perfect versus the Blue Blazer. Owen's first match. How about that? And Mr. Perfect won. He was undefeated at the time. He continued his streak. Now they have there was a big gap in here. I said, oh, God, there's going to be a lot of vignettes and some nonsense. Now they interview Mr. Fuji because he's doing a 5K race. Or was it a K5 race? That's what I believe it was.
I'm pretty sure it was a K5.
Yeah.
Because there's no way he ran the whole thing.
He ran the whole thing in a tuxedo and dress shoes. And gearing up for his match later on that he was going to have against Demolition. The WrestleMania rap with Run DMC. God help us. I hated it at the time, and I hated it again now.
No good.
Terrible. I absolutely couldn't stand that. It was terrible. I was never a Run DMC guy anyway, so it was shit in my opinion. Demolition, tag champs going against, in a handicap match, the Powers of Pain and Mr. Fuji. Or was it Master Fuji?
Master Fuji.
I don't know which one they changed it to, but old Master Fuji lost this. What's funny is back in the day, you never realized, oh yeah, Master Fuji used to be a wrestler and knows how to work and do stuff. So he wasn't like some slob in there. He gets pinned, though, however.
Yeah, so Demolition retained the tag titles.
Dino Bravo versus Ronnie Garvin.
Rugged.
And they bring out Superfly for no reason.
No idea.
I'd like to announce, everybody, here's Superfly, and he comes out and says hello. Hey, there's no reason for anything. They're in the ring waiting. It's like, what?
I'm back.
Yeah, it's okay, all right, thanks. He's sitting there in his dress, his big Islander dress and everything like that. Okay, thanks. So, Dino Bravo with his gay manager, Frenchie Martin.
Yeah. Oh, Frenchie.
And he got the Garvin stuff. What? I mean, stomp. Brainbusters against Strikeforce.
Oh.
This was when the model was born. And Tito was in it again.
There's your Tito. All 5.
Tito showed.
5 for 5 for Tito.
Yes.
Cinco for Cinco.
So we got Martel got all pissed off, tired of carrying Tito. Mm-hmm. He said, I have a Canadian flag on my ass. You have a sombrero. We shouldn't be friends.
I'm out of here.
And he had a hard time talking to Gene Okerlund in the back, struggling through his promo.
I'm tired of that guy carrying him all these years.
I'm like, was it an English problem or just that he can't speak? Because they didn't put him with a manager, so.
Is he blown up?
Probably didn't help, but it's live. I don't think that helped. There's no safety net and freak out. They had a Piper's Pit with Brother Love, Roddy, and Morton Downey Jr., not Robert.
Yeah.
I almost say it every time. Robert Downey. And this was Morton Downey was a famous guy back in that day.
I didn't even know who he was at the time. He was a talk show host?
Mm-hmm. And the funny thing is he attacked himself. Do you remember this?
No.
He was attacked by Nazis in the bathroom.
What?
Before his show. He had his head partly shaved. They drew a swastika on his forehead.
Wow.
And he was jumped in the bathroom. So he comes onto his show saying, I was attacked. Look at this. Half my head is shaved from them. I got beat up. It turned out he did it to himself for publicity. And how did they find out that he did it to himself? Well, he had to draw a swastika on his forehead. He looked in the mirror when he drew the swastika on his forehead. Because I guess no one else was involved, so he didn't want anyone to know, so he put himself.
That's fucking hilarious.
Fucking retarded. So he's dead on the list now from cancer. Then we got, of all things, the trailer, the long-awaited trailer for No Holds Barred. Hulk Hogan like you've never seen him before. What wearing blue?
Exactly. Red and black instead of red and yellow.
Yeah, that's what he was doing too, yeah. Big John Studd, guest referee, with the Hacksaw Jim Duggan music without the hose. What you said.
Huh?
That is the only difference. He had the Hacksaw Jim Duggan music, which was very odd to hear. And he was guest referee for Andre and Jake the Snake, in which we know Big John Studd and Andre were not friends.
Nope.
And so it had to be very comfortable with this. And this was the time Andre was all scared of snakes and having heart attacks and everything like that. Was pretty good. Remember, he had a heart attack in the ring on Saturday Main Event, I believe.
Freaked the fuck out.
The Hart Foundation versus Rhythm and Blues.
Bret Hart tripping down the stairs.
Falling down the stairs, Bret Hart.
Almost.
And he says out loud, whoa, because he misses a step. Whoops-a-daisy. Rick Rude wins the IC title for Warrior's first loss. Bobby grabbing the leg, holding him down. Meanwhile, his feet are outside the ring, but the referee doesn't care about that. So I was a big Rick Rude guy.
I was a Warrior guy. I was pissed.
I loved the tights with the different faces. I remember going to gym class and we had swimming, right? And I had the trunks. What are you talking? What are you laughing? You don't even know what's coming.
I have a feeling. Go ahead.
I made myself swim trunks. And I made hands on the trunks. I had hands on my ass. And I had hands under the front grabbing the cock. I traced my own hands.
That's hilarious.
And put fingernails at the top. Left room for fingernails.
So they were white trunks in your own?
No, they were, I believe they were actually like reddish pink type of trunks.
Like your school colors? Oh, no, your school colors are red. I mean blue, right?
Blue and yellow, but no, you just wear your own. And,
That's
you know,
funny.
back in the day, too, they weren't like down to your knees.
Yeah.
They were like mid-thigh at best. You know, they were John Stockton.
I was about to say, 1980s.
I was
NBA.
dishing off the ball. I was dishing off my balls because you could see them in this thing. So we got Rick Rude winning the IC belt. Bad News Brown against Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Another one of those where they go, all right, well, everyone should be on the card.
Yeah, let's just throw this in here. And speaking of, this they had 2 cooldown matches after that IC title match.
Red Rooster versus Bobby Heenan, who everyone says can work. How long was the match? Remember, it was like 30 seconds.
It was 31 seconds.
There you go.
I wrote it down. 31 seconds.
Throws him into the turnbuckle and pins him. Thank you.
Bobby and his Andre singlet.
Yeah, of course. That's always the best too. And I always
Red Rooster with the red fucking spikes in the
red
middle.
spike and walking with his head
Oh my
poking
god,
around.
so embarrassing.
And then of course main event, Macho Man versus Hollywood Hulk Hogan. And the
mega
lead,
powers explode.
they led up to this match for a long time. From last year with Hogan being his friend, and then it got jealousy.
Yeah.
And
the big split was at Saturday Night's main event.
Hogan hugged Elizabeth when they won matches.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, this is true life.
It
Macho
was true
freaked the
life.
fuck out. He freaks out, that guy. So what are your final notes?
Well, before
on,
I even get to the dead guys, it's like this ending of this match, even though I remember I was a Hogan guy, so I was rooting for Hogan. But come on. Fucking Savage hits the elbow, pins him. Oh, Hogan kicks out, hulks up, goes through his spots, wins the match.
Pretty much, that was a theme for Hogan for
it was
like since then. I think it was
cookie cutter Hogan match. It was
every time.
No sell the finisher.
Throw him off you at the finish, like he's dead, and then kicks out like he ate his spinach.
Right, get up, do the finger point, wag the finger, punch, throw him in the ropes.
That was the
big boot.
Yeah, so it was
leg
always you go, oh, here we go again, every time. So
until the next year.
Well, I actually stopped myself from saying anything. I was gonna say, and that's what makes. Well, never mind. So go through your dead guys.
Hercules Hernandez, Big Boss Man, Mr. Perfect, the Blue Blazer, Dino Bravo, Andre the Giant, Rick Rude, Ultimate Warrior, Bad News Brown, Randy Savage, Elizabeth, and the non-wrestlers, Jam Master Jay, and Martin Downey.
Well, that's it for WrestleMania 5. I'm Kev Manning.
I'm Falsey Warnes.
We'll see you tomorrow. 32 days of Lingus.